2005, and so it is good news. It's good news for workers. It's good news for entrepreneurs. It's good news for the budget. I'm pleased.
But you don't get much press for that.
Well, I understand. You know, we're in a changing times. We've got a war that we're fighting against extremists, radicals who would do us harm. We're in a major battle in that war in Iraq, and so I'm not surprised that some of the good economic news is overshadowed by the difficult news out of Iraq.
President Bush taking the high road, but is it high time that he start calling the media out for portraying this great economy as a lousy economy? Time to go head to head. Ben, what do you think?
Well, I don't think the media is portraying it as a lousy economy. They were for a long time, but I think they've stopped. And I think everyone who is in the market can see that the media is not affecting the market, whatever they're saying. This market is super, super strong. I think the media is way, way too hard on Mr. Bush altogether, and they don't give him credit for what he's done right. But it's not affecting the stock market, which is really what this is all about. To get to the bottom line, Bush doesn't seem to be able to make the stock market go down. The media doesn't seem to be able to make it go down. We have a very strong economy and a very strong market.
What do you make of that, man?
I agree with Ben, but in addition to that, when he spoke here in New York, he said to me, don't worry about me, I'm not down, meaning emotionally, because I had conveyed in one of my commentaries that I worried about the impact on the president, the invective and all the terrible things. He said, don't worry about it, I'm okay. He's not getting the credit he should get with respect to the economy. The economy is booming, booming. We have a 4.5 unemployment rate.
A little higher than that right now, but still very low.
I think it's approximately that. I remember when Hubert Humphrey and Hawkins, the congressman, introduced
5% was considered full employment.
7%.
Right. And look at that.
7% was considered full employment.
Laura, what do you make of that? You know, you can talk about the strong market and the reaction and all, but maybe it's the war. But do Democrats in their heart of hearts really think this is a lousy economy?
Well, no. And you know what? For the Wall Street and the affluent Americans, it's a great economy. For those invested, it's doing fabulous. But I think, and I applaud the president for hitting on this the other day, there's a disparity of money in this country and the wages. And
well, is that disparity any worse than it was 10 years ago when we had the same aggregate numbers, if not even worse than we did?
We have a widening wage gap in this country, and it's something that both Republicans and Democrats find as a serious problem. Now, maybe if he gave his State of the Economy speech in Jackson Square, New Orleans, you know, he hasn't mentioned New Orleans in his State of the Union or the two economic speeches since. And I don't think people judge their poor ratings on the economy solely on how much they get at the end of every 2 weeks in their paycheck, but they look at the spending that was still out of control and the deficits that are rising.
Well, last time I checked, Joe, the deficits are going down.
And they're projecting lowering.
All right. What do you think of this view the president gets that the economy stinks?
His ball and chain is Iraq. He's going to live and die by what happens there. The economy is doing extraordinarily well. The mayor said it perfectly. See what the stock market's doing. But when you talk about income gaps and two Americas, and you try to explain all these things to the American people, their eyes glaze over, they're not paying attention to it. Edwards is way out there on this whole issue, but the reality is Americans are working, they're accumulating wealth, and that prosperity can continue. The Democrats, unfortunately, do not have an economic program that makes sense, because right now the economy is strong.
Gary?
That is a brilliant, brilliant point. The Democrats have no economic policy at all, and the Republicans do, and that's a huge plus for the Republicans.
Neil, I don't think the president